This donation will certainly characterize Dr. Biden's unique role as a First Lady who dressed not for an inaugural ball, but for a virtual ceremony in the middle of a pandemic. She will be remembered as the first First Lady to keep her day job. And clearly, she is a courageous leader in her own right, as well as an anchoring presence in the Biden administration. Only time will tell how her approach will change the role for those who follow, but I have no doubt it will. It is a great honor to me to commemorate Dr. Biden's tenure in the fascinating and complicated history of the First Lady. It's been a great joy to work alongside of her through both the Obama and the Biden administrations, and it's wonderful to be a part of honoring her legacy today. She is someone I've long admired, and she's a steadfast friend of the Smithsonian and an incredible leader. This donation will allow generations of Americans to understand and celebrate Dr. Biden's service to the nation. I can't thank you all enough for attending this special ceremony, and thank you for being here, Dr. Biden.
Ladies and gentlemen, designer Gabriela Hearst.
It's an honor to be here today for my team and I. I have to pinch myself to believe that the inaugural attire we made will be part of the First Lady's collection. And we have Dr. Biden, our First Lady, to thank for. Thank you so much. I have to look at her. As a designer, I couldn't think of a better muse. You use your platform to service as an educator and also as your diverse role serving our nation. So thank you. This ensemble was made with cashmere, silk organza, and the mask, the coat, and the dress were all embroidered in New York City in our garment district. The flowers showed all the federal flowers of every state and territories of the United States, reflecting on the historical circumstances of the January 6th event and a presidency that was starting with a pandemic. I think for us it was very important to showcase the sophistication and creation that we find in the nature of the United States and respecting our environment in doing so. So thank you so much for this great opportunity.
Ladies and gentlemen, designer Alexandra O'Neill.
It's lovely to be here today. Creating Dr. Biden's dress and coat for the inauguration ceremony was an honor. I'm humbled and immeasurably thankful to the First Lady for choosing Markarian for such a momentous occasion. I hope that when people view this addition to the Smithsonian's collection, they will not only remember the inspiring image of Dr. Biden on that day, but they will see the many people that helped create these pieces. Markarian is an American brand conceived in New York City, where we proudly produce our garments in its historic garment center. Without the talent and training of Americans in the garment trade, we as designers would not have the capacity or resources to create. I am fortunate to be surrounded by this system of local artisans that brought the design showcased here to life, and it's imperative that this community continues to be supported for future generations. Dr. Biden not only wore a dress and a coat, but she wore the time and effort of many hardworking people to whom the support and platform is priceless. I want to thank my Markarian team who are here with me today. I am grateful for the Smithsonian for the honor of having our work displayed here. And thank you again, Dr. Biden, for this opportunity for our work to become a part of the fabric of history. Thank you.
And now, please welcome Dr. Jill Biden, the First Lady of the United States.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you, Alexandra and Gabby. You know, this day is so much more emotional than I ever imagined it to be. You know, and Thea and Lonnie, your commitment to preserving our nation's legacy and making it accessible for all is truly remarkable. And I'm so grateful to the Smithsonian Institution and the National Museum of American History for bringing us all together. I also want to thank the Smithsonian Regent, Congresswoman Doris Matsui, for joining us. Like all of us, my heart is with the people of Doris's home state of California as they try to heal from the pain and violence of the last few days. Clothing is an art and articulation. It's a manifestation of a moment of time. It's history. And today, I'm deeply honored to play a small part in a big moment of our history, alongside two visionary designers. When I first encountered Alexandra O'Neill, she was just getting started, the leader of a young, small team with big ideas. Her design seemed both timeless and new, and that was exactly what I was hoping to find. Because young people showed up and voted for Joe in historic numbers, and I wanted to reflect their passion, creativity, and hope that day. Alexandra, thank you for helping me meet that moment with beauty and boldness. I'm so proud that your work is now memorialized here at the Smithsonian, and I hope that your story inspires other young people to pursue their own design dreams. Then I became friends with Gabriela Hearst after we met at an event for Save the Children when I was chair of the board. Since then, I've had the chance to see her generosity, talent, and commitment to living out her values. She always pushes me to try new things, to step out of my comfort zone. Time and time again, when I think that there's no way that I'm going to like her suggestion, she's right, and I love it. But I didn't need any convincing about the design of this dress. My focus on Inauguration Day was being a First Lady for all Americans, doing my part to bring our country back together. Gabby understood that. So she adorned this dress with flowers from every state and territory. And she placed Delaware, my home, just above my heart. Gabby, thank you for making our vision of a truly united America come to life. I'm so grateful for your talent and for your friendship. Of course, both outfits feature something that will no doubt, as Lonnie said, set them apart from the other displays here at the museum: matching masks. You know, they're just pieces of small cloth, but they represent the enormity of what we all faced at the time. A pandemic that has changed our world forever. Months of closed schools and businesses, a virtual presidential campaign, so much time spent apart. But these masks also represent the moments of courage and kindness that helped us through the worst of it, the strength and the resilience that we found to rebuild and move forward. And of course, I want to thank the Smithsonian for memorializing the history that is sewn into every stitch of these ensembles. I'm also grateful for the team of people who helped me through this process in a time when, we just couldn't fly to New York to do in-person fittings. And finally, I want to thank all of the designers with us today. When I became First Lady, I knew that people would start to care a lot more about what I wore. And there have been times when I've welcomed that spotlight because I knew that my clothes could help me say something important, like when I wore my boat boots on Election Day and my love jacket during our first trip overseas. And then there were the more mundane times when I wore a scrunchie to the bakery and it ended up on the nightly news. But in important moments and everyday ones, I've navigated it all with the help of designs of so many of you here today. So thank you. These two ensembles were a voice for me in one of the most important days of my life. They spoke to the American people then, and now they will continue speaking to generations to come. They will help not only tell my story, but the story of what we as Americans experience together, of the hope and love and unity that we held on to, and how we let those values guide us forward. In the future, when educators like me bring their classes through the exhibit, I hope that these dresses will help them teach their students about what started on that January day, about how we came together as a nation, rebuilding shoulder to shoulder and heart to heart. I hope they will inspire future generations to learn more about the women behind the dresses. And I look forward to adding some menswear to this gallery in the future as well. This means so much to me, and especially for my family and my friends to be here and my staff to support me. It's been an honor to serve as your First Lady. Thank you.
To conclude the presentation ceremony, please welcome back Dr. Hartig.
Dr. Biden, as the first woman to direct this museum, your National Museum of American History, it is indeed my honor to have you and your remarkable couture joining the incredible collection of the museum. This, of course, is a long-standing tradition that helps us document the impact of women on our lives, on our fashion, on our hearts, and on our minds. We are deeply grateful to be entrusted with these absolutely beautiful inaugural ensembles, and I know how precious they are for you, Dr. Biden, and I think I can say for all of us watching you that day. Be assured that they will be cared for in the same spirit and with the same attention as all of the national treasures, millions of them here in our collections. And speaking of millions, the millions of people from around the world will make them part of their personal journey here. I'm incredibly grateful to my colleagues who have made this donation, its interpretation, its presentation, all of today's ceremony possible. I deeply, deeply thank my incredible colleagues for this beautiful day. So thank you to the Biden family, to Gabriela, to Alexandra, to the Manat family, to all of you for joining us today. I'm going to bring Dr. Biden back up to the stage for some photographs, and then they will be magically, because my staff is magic, they will be magically whisked upstairs to the 3rd floor, and then you too will be conveyed up to the 3rd floor. I left my magic wand at home to see them in their new home here at your museum. So thank you so much for joining us. And as you know, it's not over yet. We're just moving the stage a bit. Thank you.
And ladies and gentlemen, following the photo opportunities, please do remain in your seats or positions while the curatorial team removes the dresses.
Biden stays and we get to come here. And I was remiss in not welcoming the press corps. Thank you. Thank you for being here. No, seriously, thank you for getting up at like 6 in the morning, and we appreciate you. Help us tell our stories, so thank you. Yeah, yep.
Please stay in your seats as the dresses need to be moved into the gallery. We would very much appreciate that our guests stay in their seats. Thank you for allowing us the time to make the magic happen.